That's what it sees. And you're recording now, so don't touch it. Go.
I'm Sarita, and I want to talk to you about UFOs. Now, in the 60s, my husband was in Russia. I had a home on Lake Huron, and my husband at the time was gone. I was teaching some in the high schools near there, and one night, it was in the fall, early fall, one of I heard a very funny noise, and it was like silently a group of planes going over. And I wondered, why would planes be going over? I went out into the backyard, which faced Lake Huron, and we were right on Lake Huron. So I went to the edge of the beach and looked down, and nothing. I looked up, and at the time I looked up, there was a large group of unusual looking planes, and I wasn't sure they were planes. I really did not know what they were at the time. So obviously they had to have some type of control, but I saw no wings on them. It was bright as day. I came back and thought, I'll go back in the house. I must be dreaming. I went back to the house, and I got back in, and I thought, this can't be. I went upstairs and looked out the window, and when I did, I saw one of them coming down, and I thought, oh, it can't be. And I went quietly to the window again, a different window, and looked again. Sure enough, there it was, across the street, big as life. And I thought, what is that? It's round. It's odd looking. I was scared, to say the least. And when I looked out, I thought, I have to call someone. I have to get help. I was scared. I went to the phone and I called a friend of ours who was head of the police department. And when I talked to Mr. Hoffman, I told him there's a group of planes or whatever they are, circular looking, floating over Lake Huron. And now they've landed across the street at this small farm. No one lives there. And he said, don't get upset. I've already had over 200 calls. I said, oh my gosh, then I'm not just dreaming. No, ma'am. Well, I know you're busy and probably can't get up to see this. And he said, I'm on my way to different places. If I don't get in touch with you this morning, I'll definitely call tomorrow morning on you. All right, that'd be fine. So I went back to the window and kept track of what it was doing, but I was very frightened. And for some reason, I felt dizzy. I don't know why I felt that way. But when I noticed the time was after 12:30. And when I looked again, it was about 3 in the morning. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm in the same position I was before. But I feel funny. And I waited till bright daylight and got away from the window and went across the street, and there was nothing there but 3 large indentations on the ground. And I thought, this is not very big. It couldn't have been over like 15 feet, 10 feet circular. It was not big enough for a lot of people. I couldn't imagine. Must have been 1 or 2 people. And I went back, and when I did, I heard a knock on the door. And I went to the door, and at the door I looked very carefully, a black car. I thought, who is this calling? That can't be Quincy. Quincy had come in a designated car from his office as being officer head of the police department. He wouldn't come in something like this. I looked up, and a man asked me my name. I gave it to him, and he said, have you been talking with people? I said, no, sir. I just got up. And he said, wait, I want to talk to you. Can we come in? And before I could say anything, the door was pushed open, and in they came. And I thought, what is this? These men are in all black. What the heck? An officer. It looked like someone in an army outfit. The color was sort of an off green, and I couldn't believe it. And he introduced himself, and Officer so-and-so. The other 2 men stood there and looked at me. And when I looked at them, they looked as if they were in a daze. I couldn't, and they just shook their heads. And when I said, please sit down, would you like coffee? No, thank you. We're here on business. I said, what kind of business? Well, we want to tell you we're with the government. I said, oh, okay. And the 2 men in black said, I don't think you understand us. We are here to tell you not to talk to anyone about what you saw or us visiting you. And I said, sir, I haven't seen anything but 2 odd. There was a round circle light that landed across the street. You can go look at it if you want. No, ma'am, we don't want you talking. Understand this? And the 2 men in black said, we'll be watching you. And I said, I don't intend on telling anyone, but Mr. Hoffman, thank you. No, not Mr. Hoffman. No one, you understand. And I said, okay. And they got up and moved so very oddly. Their eyes looked like they were piercing me, reading me. I said, I promise you, I will talk no more to anyone. And they said, understand that. They got in their car. I still shake when I think about it. And left. I never told anyone. When Mr. Hoffman came by, he said, are you all right? And I said, yes, I am. And I never said a word because I was scared to tell anybody. After that, my husband was gone quite a while before he came back. And I'm sure he thought I was dreaming, but I was not dreaming. To this day, I really think our government knows more than it's saying. And that's pretty much the end of it. But now that I'm older, I feel I can tell someone, and maybe they can check on it. Thank you. Bye.